Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's get a look at what's happening with the moves today. I'm Paul Sweeney with Alex Steele, and we're joined by Bloomberg's Christine Aquino. Christine, what are you looking at in the stock market?
Well, Paul, I'm looking at Tesla, of course, ticker TSLA. That is currently up 1.7%, or just a little bit north of that. And that's because after the news that Bloomberg reported, sources telling us that Tesla is poised to begin its long-awaited robotaxi service in Austin on the 12th of June. So we didn't know the date. We knew that this was happening. We didn't know the date. And supposedly that has been discussed internally, could still be subject to change. But we have seen the company preparing for the launch. This week, apparently, it operated a test vehicle on public roads in Austin. No one was in the driver's seat for the first time. There was a Tesla engineer in the passenger seat, and it was a Model Y SUV, according to sources, and that drove autonomously with no remote operation.
I don't know.
Okay.
If I were a Tesla investor, I'd feel much better now that Elon Musk is back. I just
Aren't they requiring him to work like 40 hours a week, or they want him back in the chair?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, and this, the stocks rallied pretty nicely here, so I think it's working.
Yeah, you always want leadership in the seat, right?
Yeah, especially one
sure.
that's Elon Musk, who's so associated with the company.
Yeah, and he can say like, jump high, and everyone's like, okay,
Yep.
and they'll do it. I mean, who else has that kind of sway? Let's go to United Airlines.
Yeah, United Airlines, ticker UAL, that is currently up more than 1.5%. So pairing some of those opening gains, but still higher. And that is because of that partnership that United and JetBlue agreed to. It's going to be called the Blue Sky Alliance, and that will allow travelers to use loyalty points and book flights across the two carriers. So if you're a JetBlue customer or a United customer, you can cross over those point systems now. They're also integrating their operations in New York City area. So that means that United will return to JFK, and meanwhile, JetBlue will get access to Newark. And that partnership will give United use of JetBlue's JFK flight slots for up to 7 daily round trips. That's starting in 2027.
I think it's a win-win for both airlines.
Totally.
I mean, if you're United, boy, you need some diversification away from Newark.
All right, Best Buy.
Best Buy, ticker BBY, that is now extending declines down nearly 9% as we get underway in the U.S. session. And of course, we have the company reducing its sales and profit outlook for the year. And they say that projections now reflect an assumption that tariffs stay at current levels for the rest of the year. So the silver lining, though, is that analysts are saying that that guidance is actually way better than feared, according to JPMorgan. And Piper Sandler analysts also noting that the guidance does imply a rebound in margin trends in the back half of the year. And of course, we got that news today, right? Or overnight about that court ruling on tariffs. So who knows, there's still a lot that could change on the tariff front. So maybe actually Best Buy's guidance ends up being on the conservative side and a little bit of upside. At least that's what analysts are kind of guiding us toward.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.